Hello and welcome to the video podcast on the comparison of social media posting tools. And in this, we are going to go into the details of what are the various kinds of social media posting tools and how do you actually make that decision about which tool you should go with. And this is something which gets overlooked a lot, and that's why we thought we'll make this a video. Uh, First of all, before we get into the tools, let's understand why we require a social media posting tool in the first place. Now, the this is the thing, right? That there's so many social, I mean, what you see on the screen are the main platforms, right? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest. Now, and there is always some content which needs to get cross posted into all of these. Now, it's not a good practice that all your content gets posted across all your platforms, because for you to do justice to each one of them, you have to you need to log into them separately and interact with the followers in a customized way, and it's all different for each of these platforms. But you can't escape the fact that there is always going to be some content which needs to get posted across the channels, and that's where you require a social media posting tool. So in a sense, the social media posting tool allows you to basically select. As you can see, you can select whether you want to you can select the fan page, the Twitter account, the LinkedIn account, the profile, the company page, and then you can start posting you typing the content that you want to actually post across these platforms, and you can schedule it. And there are other things that you can also repeat this post after a few days. And this especially if your content is evergreen, then this you would want to repeat it at frequent intervals. So this is essentially this is what a social media posting tool does. So here's the good news, right? That if you want to get a taste of what this tool is, what a social media tool is all about, and if whether it's something which your business requires at this point of time, you can just sign up for one of the free plans of any of the tools that you see on the screen right now. Hootsuite is the most popular, is the biggest player in this category, but there are others also like Every Post and Later, especially, which you can see. But these are free plans. So what that means is that there will be a restriction on the number of profiles that you can the platforms that you can post to. For example, in the Hootsuite Forever free plan, you can post to two social media platforms. So so for one business, you can post to either LinkedIn or Facebook, or for one business you can post to Twitter and LinkedIn. So that's about it. That's the feature that you get in a forever free plan. But this is just to give you a taste of what the tool is. Now, if imagine if you have an agent, if you're an agency, and if you're managing 10 client accounts, and each one of them has three active social media platforms, so you obviously can't use the forever free plan of any of the other of the tools that were mentioned in the previous slide, which means that you have to go uh, for a paid plan. Now, what we have done is we have, for your benefit, we have actually segregated these tools into under $20, under $50, and more than $50 a month, right? So you'll see that in under $20, you have Buffer, which is one of the leading players which is competing with leading tools, which is competing with Hootsuite. You will find them all over the web when it comes to social media related news and activities. So under $20 a month, you have Buffer, which is one of the most credible brand names out there when it comes to being a competitor to Hootsuite. And then you have you have Post Planner, Tailwind, and Mav Social. Under $50, you have Meet, Edgar, Plannable, and more than $50, you have Sprout Social, Zoho, Agora Pulse. Like these are the kind of options that you have, and all of them will help you get to the advanced features of such tools. Which means, what are we talking about, right? So if you have to post to multiple platforms, or you have to also use these tools to do social media ads, Or you have to use this tool to also be in touch with your clients, so your clients can actually message you, and or they could send you content which has to get posted. So if you have to manage all these things, so then you'll have to use one of the names that you see on your screen right now. And these are one of the these what you see are the most recognized names when it comes to social media posting. To give you an example of of an advanced feature you would get in a paid tool, here's a visual Instagram planner later, and just watch this video to understand how this will help you.
With Later's visual Instagram planner and quick scheduling feature, it makes it super easy to design the perfect Instagram feed. Simply rearrange your scheduled photos on your visual Instagram planner to see how they'll look in your feed before they're posted. When you're on the go, you can plan your feed from Later's mobile app. If you want to swap out a photo for a new one or schedule a new post, you'll need to set up Later's quick scheduling feature by first setting up time slots on your calendar. Use quick scheduling to create a queue for your Instagram feed. Start by double-clicking on your content calendar at your ideal times to post. Easily adjust your time by just dragging around the time slot. Select all the photos and videos that you want to schedule. Then just drag and drop them onto the top of your calendar to bulk schedule multiple Instagram posts at once. Your photos and videos will be scheduled into the next available time slot.
Or another example of an advanced feature which you'll get with a paid tool, a team management feature to delegate tasks to specific team members. And to understand this, let's watch this video.
Social media professionals often need to collaborate with their team when they're on the go. With the Hootsuite mobile app, you can share engagement streams with teams. This allows other team members to monitor the same social feed and see which messages have been responded to. Shared streams are indicated by the people icon. Within streams, you can assign incoming social messages to a team or team member. Tap More, followed by Assign To. Now select the team or person who should respond. Use the space to include any instructions needed. Then hit Assign. Assigning messages is useful if you're unable to reply or if another team member is better positioned to address the message. As in the dashboard, colored frames indicate if a message has been assigned or resolved. Assignments made from your dashboard will be visible on mobile and vice versa.
Or another advanced feature which is inbuilt CRM integration, which is what happens, which is, when you actually start posting and and people start commenting, and then uh, uh, you can save these people as leads in your backend system. That's what the inbuilt CRM integration allows you to do. The best example of this is Zoho. Now that you understand what are the kind typical advanced features which paid tools have, it's also important to understand what are the unique features that some of these tools have. And when you are about to make that decision with respect to what tool you should go with, some of these features can actually help you to take that call. For example, Crowdfire. Now, Crowdfire helps you to discover content. Now, this content discovery uh, is an important activity, because only if you are able to scan good content, if your tool help is allowing you to get the right filters, you are see, the point is, we have very limited time, right? So if your tool is helping you to filter the content and get the right content, you'll be able to relay that on your social channels. Let's look at this video to understand how this works.
The first thing you should do in here is choose topics relevant to your audience. Cloudflare will use these topics to recommend articles and images your audience will love. You can select from a wide collection of topics or simply add your own topics. Once done, Cloudflare will almost instantly recommend articles and images you can share with your audience.
Another example of a unique feature, later. gives you the best time to post. Now, why is this important? This is important because your fans and your people who follow you are online at a certain uh, are mostly online in a certain time slot. So if you do that, if you do your post in that time slot, you're likely to benefit, right? So using so uh, based on this understanding, tools like Later actually suggest you the best time to post. Other examples of unique features would be the auto post RSS feature of eClincher, which means that if you want to continuously post content from a certain website and you have the RSS feed of that, then you can use eClincher for that, for this purpose. Or the predict performance, which is the post planner actually helps you to predict the kind of reach and engagement that your post will have. So if your business requires these kind of functionalities, these kind of features, then the tool choice becomes that much more easier, right? So you don't always have to go for a Hootsuite or Later or one of these or Buffer, these big brand names, just because you see them everywhere. You have to really understand what your business requires at this point of time, what is the most important thing for you, and then make that call. Okay, before we end this video, some tips which we think are important if you start just starting to use these tools. One is that said this right in the beginning. Uh, it's good to have tools like this so that you can use them to cross post the content across platforms. But remember, the really successful companies who have been successful on social media are not the ones this who do this for all their content. If you have to be good on your Twitter engagement, you have to log into Twitter, you have to follow the right people, comment and respond to your followers by logging in into Twitter natively, and then doing that. You need a specific strategy for each of the platforms. Yeah, so that's the first bit. The second bit is that timing matters a lot when you actually post, and that is why we took this example of one of the tools which actually helped you to it's and recommended you the best time to post. Third thing is to get a couple of platforms right. Now, Hootsuite has a forever free plan which allows you to use the tool for two platforms, and that is actually an ideal number of platforms to get right when you're just starting off and just starting off your activities on social media, because it consumes a lot of your bandwidth practically to do well across the platform. So it makes sense to just focus on a few, say Facebook and LinkedIn, for example, and then move on to the other platforms. Of course, the choice depends on your category and your business, right? But essentially, try and get a couple of platforms right. And the last thing is native uploading is preferred by algorithms. Now, what that means is that if you're posting a video, if you have a video on YouTube and you want to share that across social platforms, it makes sense to upload the video separately on each of the platforms, which is Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. And that's because if when you do that, when you natively upload the video, that is the algorithms like the fact that you're doing that, and they would give your post a certain bias when it comes to actually showing it on the feed. So yeah, so that's so great. So those were the tips, and hope you found this video useful. Feel free to tell us what you think about the tools that we covered in this video. Thank you.